Welcome to the Mompreneur Conversations. Today, I am so thrilled to bring you a very special series with Aryaa Organics. And the series is called Return to Coherence. And it's actually going to be a three-part series. And I just really felt it was so important to bring you to our community. We have Anne Marie Ziegler, but she likes to go by Annie, correct?
Correct.
Oh, well, welcome. We're so happy to have you here. And the reason why I wanted to just introduce you to our community of moms, especially moms who are raising special needs children, because in my upcoming book called If Your Laundry Could Talk, I talk about 7 threads of sacred um, of self care. And I just felt like it was so in alignment with what we do at Aria. I became part of the family in January, and it has blown my mind. And I participated in 2 returns to coherence in the past year, and I'm looking forward to the one that's coming up. And I talk about your body, your emotions, your self care, and so I'm just so excited to have you here. And I just want to introduce you to our community. As I said, I have Annie Ziegler. She's actually the co-founder of Aryaa Organics with Kamal. And tell me a little bit about yourself, Annie.
Yes, Michelle. First of all, thank you so much for inviting me into your beautiful community. It's an honor. It's an honor to be part of a community that is not just empowering women, but beyond that, empowering women to find their purpose beyond being a woman, beyond being a mother, beyond being a wife or a homemaker or whatever titles we keep putting on ourselves. But it's truly about just finding the purpose and whatever moves you. And this is how everything began with me. I was also all of those titles. And one day, life sort of pushed me aside, and it invited me to think beyond who I thought I was.
Mm.
And it knocked at my door, and the door opened. And that's when I met Kamal at a Joe Dispenza meditation. I used to be a volunteer for him, and we started talking, and he just opened this whole new world of what do you think about ancient cultures and wisdom and food and everything that I just loved. Literally, everything was introduced to me like, this is what I've been wanting my entire life. I literally have a piece of paper, I'm not kidding you, with all the things that I wanted in my life. And every single point that I was looking for in a career, in a mission, was written on that page, and that was brought to me through that invitation. And so that day, I decided that I wanted to do something with my life that truly moved my soul in a whole different dimension, which is just trying to be a channel for those people that are looking for healing beyond what the pharmaceuticals or the food industry gives us, or the supplements and all of that, but truly just going back into the knowledge of these ancient cultures and applying it to modern life. And so that is how Arya began. We began with food primarily, and then we kept on evolving, and it's been just a beautiful adventure of finding myself and also being a channel for others to remember who they are by introducing these teachings from these ancient cultures. And so what I can say is that we all have that hunger within us as women, as mothers, or as entrepreneurs. We have that passion that just needs to be brought out to the surface, because we've got so much potential to be the women that we want to be. And for some reason, we just can't see it. We can't see beyond that veil. But once we we have the opportunity, whether it comes from another person or a book or whatever it is, if we really keep our eyes open and explore beyond our own beliefs, our own little box, anything is possible. And so this is how everything began. And I just want to say that I am so happy that you, Michele, that all the beautiful community that has been formed within the Aryaa Detox, that's what truly moves me. That is what it's you. All of you are the soul of the Detox.
I could definitely say when you're speaking, I'm getting really goosebumps because I just remember when we are together as a community, it's so much love. And I remember I was introduced to you with our good friend Lara Yabara, and he's also a business partner of mine. And she just said it was a detox. I had no idea what I was, getting into. And I have been detoxing and fasting for years. I didn't even know what the difference was. And so I just said yes. I really didn't understand about the ancient, history behind what I was getting. When I joined the community, I know as a mom, as you said, those roles as a mom, a mompreneur, and just I'm also a caregiver. It's so important. I've learned over the years because I too, several years ago, hit a stage of burnt out, and I realized that self care is not just essential. That it's not just luxury; it's actually essential. And so I've been on this quest of really learning of ways to, just really bring joy into my life, not just in the physical way, but in spiritual. And I want you to share with us a little bit more about what that ancient wisdom is. However, that's what really drew me. And that's why I joined the program a second time. And I'm looking forward to joining a third time. So tell us a little bit more about the 14-day detox. As I said, it's not just a detox. I mean, you talked about food. I thought I was going to be starving myself because I have been on programs where I don't eat. And this was like more food, and it was actually just so nourishing to the soul. So tell me a little bit more about the 14-day detox and what inspired you to create this program.
Absolutely. So part of who I was back then, I was also a seeker. And what moved me was primarily health issues. I had struggled with autoimmune conditions, primarily from the thyroid, Hashimoto's, and a chronic history of migraine headaches. And so the first time I was introduced to one of the amazing meals that the detox brings, which is called the mung bean soup elixir, it was about 6 years ago. And it's because I signed up to a 100-day course, an Ayurveda course. And this recipe was given to us so we could give it a try. It's a 2,500-year-old recipe, wow, which that already by itself is amazing. And it was created by Buddha's physician. His name was Master Jivaka. And because this recipe is so very powerful and so very healing, it was literally kept in a scroll and passed down through that lineage of masters that were connected to Master Jivaka. And finally, it was given to us by a dear friend of ours who knew the last master, one of the last lineage masters.
Wow.
And he invited us into the 100-day course, and we tried the soup. And for the first time in a long time, my body was just so happy. And I felt like I was just in such a beautiful state of balance, which yes, I was so longing for. When you have a lot of like autoimmune conditions and things that the medical system cannot yet solve, your mind goes in fight flight response because you just want answers. And so my levels of anxiety were really high back then. And with the soup, after I tried it for 30 days, I was fully committed. And that's all I was eating, literally. And I started seeing the changes. My mind was super clear and it was very calm. My digestion was working at its optimal state. I was just feeling full of energy. I felt like I was shedding off things besides the digestive obvious things, of course, but it was beyond that. It was layers of emotions that I was holding on to. It was layers of anxiety. It was toxins that I had been just bringing with me throughout my entire life. Because as you all know, this world just keeps on getting more toxic and more toxic. Everything
Yes.
around us, from
Absolutely.
unfortunately from the makeup we wear.
Absolutely. Yeah, our skin is our biggest organ, right? So
Yes,
anything, just the
yes,
environment. Yes.
everything. And I mean, the water, the air, the thoughts that we tell each other or
Right.
ourselves, right? And so this meal, this magic alchemical, just yumminess of food helps release the just help the body release all of that no longer serve us. And so that's when I shifted and I was like, we have to create something like that. So between Kamal and I, we started manufacturing a way that we wanted to bring this recipe into the world because it's got many ingredients. And so to make it simple, we started putting everything together in this beautiful container that you already know.
Yes, I just want to stop you for a second. I remember when I
Yes.
got my first box, it was in this beautiful white box, and I opened it up, and it wasn't a puzzle, but it looked like, I was shifting when you turn the containers, and then you open up the spices. And as you were saying, when my first time I ate the soup, my body felt like it needed it. It was just this feeling of, like you said, calm. And I've actually, it's part of my everyday diet now, because it is. I try to, eat it once a week, because it's an experience that I've never experienced before. And I didn't know that food can actually do that, for you. And so I love the box that it came in. And like you said, it's a ritual. I felt like we were on a 14-day ritual. That was the experience. And it was more than just food. It's all the masters that you shared with us, and all the, like you said, the knowledge. And that's why I was like, wow, it's more than just a detox.
It
And
is.
as you said, it's detoxing not just your physical being. The first time was my physical, but the second time was more my spiritual and emotional. You don't even know what you're carrying until you
Mhm.
pause and slow down for 14 days. So I just had to share
Absolutely.
that.
Yes, thank no, you're right. And the coolest part about it is that first it just started with food, right? And
Hmm.
then we moved on to the supplements, which is also they're also part from ancient India. Everything is Ayurvedic, which is one of the most ancient medical systems in the world. And then from there we started, I'm not going to say bring, we started attracting people, these experts, these masters of their own area, like Mark Jenkins, who's the celebrity fitness trainer for like huge people like Beyonce and Mary J. Blige and all these amazing people. And he came to us. And then Alana Pratt, who you will meet, who's just this beautiful goddess that helps us, that guide us just with our own emotions and intimacy and relationships. And it's just like, she's just beautiful. And then little by little, there more and more people started coming into our ecosystem. And so this evolution of the detox, it became more than a detox. What
Hmm.
we call now the return to coherence, which is truly what it is. It's a remembrance of who you are. It's once you shed off everything that the body just doesn't need anymore, doesn't want to hold on to. It's when you come back into that balance and that feeling that this is how I truly want to feel like. This
And
is
you,
who I am.
yeah, and you talked about the attraction, but tell me a little bit about community, because I know I've learned it's so important to be around, people who are, I say, like-minded, heart-centered, and that's what I really felt about the community, because it was like, from the time you wake up, you have, we had meditations, and from the time you went to sleep, like you said, you brought on the masters, and then we got on Zoom together, and we were able to share our experiences. So tell me how important the community of Arya has become through this experience of coming, returning to coherence.
Yes, that is, as I said, the community. both the participants and the masters who are also participants, because they just love the overall system, is everything is just it's what forms the soul of Aryaa. Is I mean, we just see that there are there's people that are so excited and they just love helping one another so much that they're always like, okay, I'll help you, and I don't even have to say anything because there's someone else who's just gonna jump on and just lend a hand and say, don't worry, we're here for you. We just cheer one another, and they're bringing even more people because they believe in this so very much that it's becoming an organic community, which is so beautiful and so special. I've never experienced anything like that. I think it's when the people themselves believe so much in something, is when the just the everything just becomes and a magical way of just everything is appearing. I don't even know how to say it. I just love the way that everything is being constructed. Um, but beyond beyond the community and beyond the food and beyond everything, I think it's when you are aligned with a purpose
Mm.
that it's higher than what your mind can conceive, all the doors open up. And that's truly what I think. That is why this beautiful community has been formed. That is why these amazing masters have been coming into our um, ecosystem. It's because something that it's higher than our own comprehension is being formed.
And I love what you said. It's like we want to give back to the community. That's why I'm like, hey, I want to interview because, as I said, yes, I'm talking about moms and mompreneurs, but however, it was everyone from all walks of life. And it's not only about the ancient wisdom, like you said, it's the modern science. I've learned about brain tapping, how the brain works. And I knew kind of how the brain works, but I just is everything's up to another level. Like you said, a lot of things that are so unconscious that I wasn't even aware of, I'm more conscious now just because of just being in that 14 day. It's like a container. It's like we're in an ecosystem, as you would say, for those special like I said, sacred time. And I love how and then last week, that's why I'm so excited that you shared some new things that you're going to be sharing with the community that I thought, wow, how could it get any better? And so it seems like every time we go into a new program, it just keeps evolving. And as you said, I think it's because of the community and everyone contributing their wisdom, their gifts, and just like you said, the purpose of just impacting others. And that's really what I've found being in the community, that we just want to make an impact in the world.
Yes, yes. And it's truly like from all the feedback that we've been getting is how we are stepping into that new evolution of the Aryaa Detox. And it's, as you said, it's all about what we call the wheel of coherence. And it's 7 areas of your life. So it goes from body to relationships to purpose to heart to abundance to mind to spirit. And it's this wheel that touches every single aspect of who we are. And how we have architected this is because we have the different classes, different master classes, and we've got all the meditations and the brain tap and the biophotons stream and the heart coherence I mean everything, the exercises, the
Yes.
emotional video. So every single thing was intentionally created so it touches every part of your life and it creates that coherence within you. So your food, your supplements, the classes, the community, your purpose, how you manifest, everything is connected to 1, 2, 3 or more areas of your life. And so the fun part about it is that this new detox is going to be introducing that, and you're going to see it in your new Aryaa app. And
Yeah.
so as you start putting in, oh, I ate my mung bean soup, or I ate my khichdi, or I watched this class by Mark Jenkins and I watched his workout videos and I did my brain tapping or my heart, everything will be going into your wheel, and you're going to see how it begins to change and where you can put more of your energy, your focus into. So if your spirit is a little lower, then you want to make sure that you are attending Anurag Kumar's class, or that you are following the Richa Pal's meditations, or I mean, everything. You will see the transformation of this amazing game of life.
That's what I
That's
really
what it
love. Yeah,
is.
I love games and I love how you're bringing fun. I mean, it's always been fun being in the community, but this aspect, I always say I'm a high achiever. I love tracking, so I'm like so excited. I once I saw the I won't say upgrades, but the new addition to the program, I ordered my box right away, and I'm looking forward to for it to come with all the goodies. Like you said, you have a game board. I'm like, wow, and that way I want to ask you one question, 'cause especially as moms, and I've been detoxing and fasting for years, but for those that never did a detox, and moms especially are busy, they're cooking food for their families. It's really difficult to take 14 days. That sounds like a lot of time, but it really isn't. I mean, I believe we deserve 14 days, or that you deserve 14 days of just taking care of yourself, because just taking care of yourself in that short period of time, it for me, I feel like I'm leaps and bounds. Now my energy level is the clarity that I have, and I just feel like it's inside out job. That's what we've been doing in more than that 14 days. And yeah, sometimes I did have some challenging days, but I do know at the end I was renewed and rejuvenated. And so tell me, how do you what would you say to moms, or somebody with a busy life? They're thinking, oh, I can't do 14 days. Tell me a little bit about that. Yeah.
Yes, of course. Well, first of all, let me all tell you that both meals, which are part of like the integral part of the detox, both of them can be given to your family. Everyone, from babies all the way to your grandparents, everyone can eat them. And the reason is because it's not just detoxification. It means that you are truly just not eating foods that are damaging the body, and you're introducing something that creates the environment to release inflammation, which this is exactly what it does. So when your body doesn't have anything to fight, per se, it's going to be able to do what it's supposed to do, which is the natural ability to de-inflamed, or I don't know how to say it correctly.
Reduce inflammation. Yeah.
Reduce pain.
Mhm.
It's going to be able to feed your cells. This recipe, what it does, because it's so complete, it has tons of vegetable or plant-based protein. It has a complete profile of amino acid. It has all the different tastes that the body requires. That's according to Ayurveda. So the salty, the sweet, the sour, the bitter, the pungent, everything, it has this recipe. And so when you eat the food, and you can eat as much as you want, by the way, there's no
limits. And like I said, I felt like I was overeating, and I did my, I mean, am I really detoxing? But I could just definitely say, yes, I did. I did take
Yes.
effective detoxing. But
Yes.
when I was first eating, I was like, this is so much food. And going back to, like you said, it is whole foods. So there's two things I want to kind of touch on. The first thing is, like, before we go into the program, we actually take a quiz, a dosha, I believe it is.
Yeah.
And I learned so much about my body. I didn't know that I warm foods that I need. And so it really, I changed the way I'm eating. I'm doing that slowly. But I love that you give us the quiz, so that we actually know our dosha. If you could explain a little bit more about that. And then second, you actually do go grocery shopping. You get to pick vegetables that fit in your dosha. So you get to pick things that you like. And I'm a soup lover, but I just love the soup with all the, like you said, just the different spices. And I didn't realize that just that combination. You said it's an ancient recipe. How many years did you say again?
2,500. And so
2,500 years. I mean, that is
each
phenomenal.
spice, which you will all see, everything is in the kit. So you don't need to be a chef, first of all, to cook it. Mark Jenkins had never cooked in his life, according to him, which is the funniest thing ever. And he makes it all the time. He's an expert now. And you can put it in your instant pot or in your what do you call that, the slow cooker. So for
Right.
those busy moms or busy women, you don't need to be like on top of everything. You just put everything boom in the pot and let it cook. And when it comes to doshas, which is in Ayurveda, they call it like the body constitution. That would be like the easiest translation, or the body essence. We all have three different doshas in our body: vata, pitta, kapha, and they all have very particular characteristics. And so vata people are they're very fast minded. They're very active. They're very nervous. Their skin is dry. Their hair is drier. They're very slender. Uh, and that is one category. That's the vata. Then there's the pitta, which are they're more they tone easier. Like the body is more muscular. They have a hearty appetite. Um, they can get a little bit on the angrier side if the dosha is a little higher. Um, and then we have kapha, which are very just calm people, very motherly, very they're slower when they speak. You just want to behold by them because they just have that essence. They have their hair is more luscious. They tend to gain weight easier, because I think it's just that motherly part of it. And
That's
so
me.
what the recipe, or both of them, both of our recipes do, is that they balance all three aspects that we have. And so if one person has one thing that it's more that it's deranged, like we call it, then it brings it down. And that is what the magic of these recipes do. You don't have to be like, you know how sometimes they say eat for your body type or eat for your blood
Yes.
type, the kind of thing.
I've done this all. I'm
Yes,
telling you, I've done it all.
haven't
And this
we?
one, I've done it all, but this one really, I felt the calmness. Like I said, when I just put it in my mouth, my whole body just, I can't even explain it. It's
So
definitely an
good.
experience.
It's so good. It's so, and
Yeah.
you can eat it for life, and your
Yes.
body will appreciate it forever and ever. Yes.
Yes. Well, I just want to say, I know there's another program coming up, and that's August the 3rd, I believe, right? From August to the
Yes.
16th.
So our summer detox, we have 4 different detoxes throughout the year, depend each season. And so the upcoming summer detox, it starts August 3rd and it goes until August 16th. And we will have our first call on the 30th. So that is when we call it our prep or preparatory call. So we start going through what you're going to experience. And we are also having tonight, we have a call so we can have a little introduction, just a short introduction of what the detox is for any of you who are called to join us. We have a Zoom call tonight. It's at 7 p.m. Central. 7:30 Central, 5:30 Pacific. You do the math with the other time zones. We would love to have you for those of us who, or you who are watching right now. And it's you're gonna start seeing. We start with a meditation. This is something that we do in Aryaa every day. We try to make sure that we're all aligned energetically and otherwise. But yes, so we're very excited that every season we get to do this.
Yes, we get to do this. So definitely, I know we're going to put the links for if you want to join us for the detox. It's still you can still register, and then also I'll put the link. Is there an opt-in for the Zoom, or I could just put the Zoom in the description, and that our audience can just join us, our community can just join.
Yeah, or
Okay.
if you have something, like if they can type, we can send them the link. I'm
Okay.
guessing
Yeah, I
that.
know. Yeah. Okay, I'll do that. Well, actually, what we'll do, just
There
DM
we
me
go.
or yeah. There we go.
Beautiful.
Okay. Absolutely. So, well, thank you so, so much. It was
Um,
truly an honor and such a privilege to speak with you. As I said, I love coming into the community during that 14 days. It really helps me to slow down, take care of myself, because I always say, as moms, caregivers, or just anyone who's really giving and making an impact, you got to put your oxygen mask on first before you can take care of others. So that's why I wanted to have this conversation with you today, Annie. And so thank you for joining me.
Thank you, Michelle. You are such a gift too. Thank
Oh,
you for doing this. You're changing the lives of many out there.
thank you. All right. Well, that's it for now. Please join us. We're going to actually have a 2 p.m. Another live. Like I said, it's a three-part series. So we're going to be speaking with the beautiful goddess Alana Pratt. And I'm just so excited for our next conversation. So we're going to go ahead and close out our call. But I just want to remind you that self-care is not luxury, it is essential. Bye bye for now.